Good story. My nephew Thomas, he went to school one day, and it was, talk about your family day, and he was telling all the school kids that his uncle was Superman. And of course, the teacher then said, Thomas, we don't lie in school. We don't do that. Right. No, but my uncle is Superman, and I swear he is. And so she got upset with him. He got in trouble. And then my sister-in-law was pulled aside when she was picking him up from school, and the teacher said, look, we don't encourage our children to tell lies in school. And I recommend that you would do the same. And she said, about what exactly? And then she went, she was saying that his uncle is Superman. She went, I hate to tell you this. It's all true.
Right. What's the master plan?
To become rich and famous. Awesome. I thought it was great. And as I read it, I read about the character that Ryan?
It's Ryan.
And with great enthusiasm, I called up the producers and I said, this is great. I can't wait to get blah, blah, blah. Why don't we see if we can get Ryan Gosling. Yeah. That damn music follows me everywhere.
And while I've been there, they had this thing called the schoolies. And it's when I think it's like the high schoolers graduate and they go and they have their big, huge spring break, summer break party. Yeah. And they shut down all the streets and they call it the schoolies are out. And then the toolies go out too. And those are anybody that is older than like 21. And they put wristbands on them to know that they're a tool trying to pick up like younger kids.
So the toolies and the schoolies.
The toolies and the schoolies.
That's so fun. I love that.
And then anybody that is still in high school that goes out also gets a different color wristband, and they're called the foolies.
But so the foolies aren't old enough.
When they aren't old enough to be messing around, so they're fools.
So the foolies and the schoolies and the toolies. Oh my gosh, I'm such a toolie. Yeah. Oh my God, so sad. I want to talk about you're on the biggest show in the world, Game of Thrones. You're about to be in the biggest movie, Dark Phoenix. And on top of it all, the best news, you just got married.
I did!
You did it! Yes! You did it!
I did it!
You did it!
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, nearly 3 hours long. Leonardo DiCaprio attended the premiere, and by the end, his date was too old for him.
I didn't even know who you were until I saw the movie, and I was like, oh my God, this guy is amazing. And you were so much more handsome at the time, remember? Yeah, and younger, fresher.
Yeah.
But you're doing great, no?
Yeah, absolutely. It was weird. I thought you were going like in the space of a compliment, and then it said, boom, it just went down.
It was a compliment.
Yeah, well, until you said that was when I was younger. I still feel like
Well, I'm not lying. It's a fact. You were younger. 20 years ago?
I mean, it depends on how you look at me.
I'm 50 now.
Are you
I was
really?
like fresh at that time.
Is Steven Yeun famous in Korea? Yeah, he's famous in Korea. He's also famous in Koreatown. Do not go there with him. Mistake. And if you do, you have to make him wear a mask. Otherwise, it's scary. Otherwise, it turns into a meet and greet, and someone has to take all the pictures because someone isn't famous in Korea or Koreatown. Someone is not bitter about it.
So what was it like meeting Robert Downey Jr. for the first time? I go into this room to do the audition, and I see Robert Downey Jr. I go up to him, I shake his hand, nice to meet you, and I'm starting to panic, right? I'm like, oh my God, it's Robert Downey Jr. And I'm looking at him in the face, sort of think different about you in person. Do they do something to your face on camera? Like, you don't look the same. And then Robert then walked in. And I realized I've been talking to his stunt double the whole time.
We do have his description. Can we take that? Let's take his description. Okay. This is the guy there. He's got a nose and some hair that goes like that, and he was wearing a hat. Oh, and now I'm getting word that police actually caught this guy, thanks to the sketch, no doubt. So here's a picture of the real guy next to the sketch that led to his arrest. The guy on the left, and I say give that sketch artist a raise.
Do you you're in very good shape. Do you exercise a lot? I have an Italian husband.
Was Danny Trejo. Before, he was in prison for many years for robbing banks. In prison, he tattooed himself a huge tattoo of a woman here. And when he saw me for the first time, and he ran towards me and ripped his shirt off, he said, I knew you before I knew you. I dreamt you before I knew you. And sure enough, there was a picture of a woman that looks exactly like me. Yes.
That is very peculiar.
And he said, I just got out of jail and I'm happy, but for you, I would rob another bank.
Tell me, what made you decide to go to the strip club?
I was poor as hell. I was living with my ex-boyfriend that was beating my ass. I had to drop out of school. I was like, living with his mama, 2 pit bulls in a bedroom. It was crazy.
Did anyone try to pull you out of that situation?
No.
How did you get out?
Stripping, getting my own money and leaving. How was I gonna leave if I only made $200 every week? Ain't no way.
I've been up all night. I ain't get to bed till like 4 in the morning.
4 in the morning?
Yeah.
What your old ass doing up to 4 in the morning? What you was out partying?
No, I was studying our Olympic research binder.
You studying what?
The Olympic research binder, getting my research together.
Who gave you a binder?
You ain't got one?
No, I don't have no binder. Ain't nobody give me no binder. Why you got a binder? So you got... Nobody gave me a binder.
Well, your name is Obu?
Yes, sir.
And your last name is Obu?
Yes, sir.
Obu?
You should ask him what his middle name is.
Oh, God.
Steve not ready for that.
You don't know how ready I am. What is your middle name, Obu?
It's Obu.
Obu.
Yes, sir.
Who named you Obu?
My father. He's right out there in the crowd.
What's your name, sir?
Some people, like, apparently Mark Ruffalo is not good at keeping secrets.
No, that's why he's not here.
Tom Holland, very bad at keeping secrets.
Also, that's why we turned him to dust.
I don't think Morgan Freeman will have a snake cup at his house.
Oh, really? Maybe he already has one. Maybe he got given one as a gift by one of his friends.
I want you to give me a snake cup.
I'll give you a snake cup, young lady, yeah.
Oh, dirty man. Dirty Craig, dirty Craig.
I am not dirty. I said I'd give you a snake cup, and you will receive one, and you will enjoy it.
Bet I will.
I'd quite like to see... I'm having trouble keeping my eyes in one place, Jennifer.
Why? Why is that?
Well, because they keep falling. After all this time, I haven't seen you for all this time, and I'm not looking at you at all. I haven't seen you for ages, and I'm like, hey, what's up? Oh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Stick your hair in your cleavage. That'll really make it okay. That's nice.
You know, let's bring it back to my grandma, okay? What she said to me about men. Men are very visual, so don't forget that. She said, every day, just put a little makeup on, put on some nice underwear, and you'll keep your husband. That's what she told me.
You know, I think there's truth in that.
Yeah.
And when I say that, I mean, for me. Yeah.
You, Jeff?
I'm good. Yeah.
I love your blue eyes.
I love everything about you. I'm no longer... And he's gay. Yeah. You know, yeah, not anymore. Yeah. Yeah.
American football is better than soccer. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I disagree too.
I like American football. I just will never
American football is
understand
very dangerous.
why it's called football. Because they don't use their feet. I just don't understand why it's called football.
Yeah, it should be called something different, maybe.
Throw ball. Whatever you want to call it.
Throw
but
ball.
you don't kick it.
You do kick it.
Yeah,
But once.
Yeah. And we met Mbappe. I actually asked Mbappe. I said, hey, nice to meet you. He was really friendly. I said, mate, you have to come to Tottenham. And he just burst out laughing.
That's impossible.
Are you ever worried about making the transition over to adult roles, or are you satisfied with?
People have asked me that, but my answer is that I'll never get to really be young again, and this is my time to be young. So if there's roles right now that fit me as a young person, I'm gonna do them and not sort of rush into becoming the young adult. If I can do roles right now that are young, I'll never get a chance to do them again, and I plan on being around for a while, so I'll get to do all that stuff later in life.
And the Oscar goes to Leonardo DiCaprio.
But remember, dreams without goals are just dreams, and they ultimately fuel disappointment. So have dreams, but have goals.
I absolutely loved this movie. You guys killed it. But on a personal note, my father is African. He's from Ghana. He's a scientist. My mother, my sisters, brilliant African-American women. So basically everything that represents me was honored in this movie. I've seen the movie twice in theaters already and once on bootleg. It was incredible. Thank you.
Wait, you gonna bootleg my movie? Come on, Quab Nabo, babe.
And you got my whole name right.
Bill, thanks for being here. Like a lot of people, I love your Al Pacino impression. When did you first do that impression?
I used to do it, and it was Al Pacino giving a speech to a film crew on the first day before the first shot.
To sort of inspire them?
Inspire them, and he was like,
I love film. I love women. I love wine. I love kangaroos. Hey, why not? I got problems.
You know, of course, we all saw the Friends finale tonight. I
love that
Joey. You love that Joey.
I love that Joey.
Yeah, yeah. Where did you watch it? I'm just curious.
Backstage.
Yeah, nice, yeah.
You were there?
Very good. Yeah, I was there too. We were drinking. Those were some good times.
Whipping it up.
Yeah.
When Rachel did that.
Wow.
I was inspired.
You were inspired.
This is you and your brother, Dylan Sprouse, on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. And,
I can't even tell which one is me.
That's you. That's... Jay's holding a picture. You drew a picture of Jay Leno.
Yes.
And gave it to Jay. Well, it's just interesting. It's just...
I actually drew you one tonight as well.
You drew a picture of me? Love to see it.
A little bit better.
Thank you, buddy.
Does Matthew know that he plays a special part in your life?
No, probably not.
Please, I play a special part in your life.
Yeah.
Can't wait to hear this.
Tell us.
Well, I mean, my wife and I sleep with you almost every night.
Yes.
Yes, yeah. And every night there's an app called Calm. And I have insomnia. And he has the most beautiful voice. And I turn it on, and I just hear, well, hello, everybody. It's me, Matthew McConaughey. I'm going to tell you a bedtime story. And I just do this, oh. I really do.
There's certain clubs throughout Europe, throughout the world, have special relationships with big competitions. And when you're a Real Madrid player, there's something about Champions League nights that's special. The atmosphere is different, the fans are different. There's an expectancy throughout the club to do well in this competition. Real Madrid have had that, you know, their whole history. They've had a special relationship with the Champions League.
Have you ever seen a ghost?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I lived in a really, really haunted house in North Carolina for 3 years.
Really?
Yeah.
What kind of a ghost was it?
I think it was a kid. I think it was a little ghost because of the way that it would run around across the roof.
Could have been a possum.
I don't think so. I wish, but I don't think possums open. There are possums there.
톰 행크스가 크리스마스 장식에 대해서 이야기를 합니다.
Do you put it from the top to the bottom or bottom to the top?
Oh, you got to start at the top, don't
That's
you
what I
think?
say.
And
My
work your
wife
way
says go
down.
from the bottom to the top.
Well, that's insane.
It's madness.
She's nuts.
I think so too.
Now, do you have multicolored lights or just white lights?
Multicolor.
Oh.
What?
Interesting.
What are you talking about? I don't want to fight.
If you don't understand the beauty of a symmetrically designed and decorated Christmas tree,
Yeah.
get off my show.
I'm too, you know, I was raised poor, which is really strange because my parents were rich. I never figured that one out.
Yeah, they were just trying to do right by you.
Yeah. Trying to teach me some
Let's
lessons.
raise the kid poor, teach him values.
That's the way to go.
Yeah.
The rest of my brothers and sisters were, oh, let's go visit the poor one.
Yeah.
What's the difference between a wet raccoon and Donald J. Trump's hair? A wet raccoon doesn't have $7 billion fucking dollars in the bank.
호아킨 피닉스가 레오나르도 디카프리오에게 말합니다.
When I started acting again and going to auditions, I'd always get to like the final callback. And I think many people know what that's like. And there would always be like two other guys that I was up against. And we'd always lose to this one kid. And no actor would ever say his name because it was like too much. But every casting director would whisper in there, it's Leonardo, it's Leonardo. Who is this Leonardo? Leonardo, you've been an inspiration for over 25 years to me and so many people. I thank you very, very, very much.
Well, actually, that's not strictly true. One policeman knew. I was driving back from my parents' house and I was driving too fast, actually. I feel the sirens go off behind me and this policeman comes up, pulls me over and look, there's two ways we could do this. You can either follow me back to the police station now and I book you in, or you can tell me whether you live in the next series of films. So I'm alive next season. And he goes, he says, on your way, Lord Commander.
What was the most awkward scene to shoot?
Anytime I had to kiss Jennifer was pretty uncomfortable. She's one of my best friends, I love her. But if we had a kissing scene, she would make a point of eating garlic or tuna fish or, you know, something that was disgusting.
She's fun, man.
Right before the scene, she'd be like, yeah, I had tuna, I had garlic, and I didn't brush my teeth. Like, fantastic.
Doesn't make you work
I can't
that
wait
much
to
more.
get in there and taste it.
But there's a time when you snuck into the room to see what the...
I sneaked into the room. Snuck isn't a word, Conan, and you went to Harvard and you should know that.
What the hell? Look right here. Snuck. Past and past part of sneak.
역시 제니퍼 로렌스.
I was auditioning for the first X-Men. My passport was expiring under 6 months, which apparently you're not supposed to travel, blah, blah, blah. So they were like, whatever you do, don't tell them that you're here for work, because they'll ask for a work visa. Say you're here for pleasure. And I'm like, oh my good God. I have to lie to a customs officer. And so I'm working myself up so much through the line. I'm like, okay, I just have to have a backstory. I got a backstory, and I have to believe it. And so it gets there, and he was like, business or pleasure? And I was like, pleasure? What are you doing for pleasure? My brother's getting married. And he was like, where's he getting married? Wimbledon. Is he American? Yes. Do you have an invitation? No. Are you telling the truth? No. No. I don't have a work visa, and my passport expires, and I'm not even supposed to be here. And then I had to sit in a tiny little jail for like 5 months.
And that's when your connection startup was back then?
Yeah, yeah.
And this is when you would have the lunches.
Business lunches, yeah. We called them business lunches.
And you were like 14?
Yes. I was 16 and he was 14. And there were two cafeterias. We went to a very big high school. There were 3,000 kids. And there was the main cafeteria and then what they called the media cafeteria, which was a small cafeteria. And we would meet at the media cafeteria for a business lunch. And it would be like, hey man, business lunch today? Yeah, I'll see you there at 12:30. We'd get our cheeseburgers and we'd sit down and we wouldn't have anything to talk about. So what's going on?
And you ran into some of your Avenger friends. And
Yes, they resembled some of my Avengers friends.
this is not really them? Wait, let me see. I think it might be really them. Can we zoom in? I just want to see.
Yeah, that's definitely Tom Holland. I think that's definitely Tom Holland.
I could tell by his exposed thumb.
He travels with that suit. He travels with that suit.
He really does, yeah. That was cool that they came out and supported you.
How are you feeling about this? How's it coming along?
Wowza. Oh my
Feels good,
God.
feels powerful, and it's huge.
It's fabulous.
So I've got to say, what would you have done if it turned out like Cristiano Ronaldo's statue in Portugal? That's completely real.
I would say, listen, I'm honored for the statue, but you don't have your work. You're fired.
You still ride a motorcycle, right?
I will begin again because I have to start training. It's been a while. I do enjoy the idea of high-speed sports and high adrenaline sports.
You ever fly an airplane?
Now, I understand you do that as well.
I do that,
and
yeah.
I want to do that. I just have a little trouble with the life insurance on that one.
Yeah, I like that. Tell me about the film. Film looks good.
The film was really fun.
Awesome. Right. So, how are you doing then? No, it does look good. I'm actually looking forward to this. All these people are in this film. I like you the most.
That's so sweet. But Melissa McCarthy and Jason are really...
Yeah, if they were here, I would say to them, I like them
That's
the most.
what I thought.
That's how show business works.
Yeah.
My office screwed up, and this is the same day that my nephew is graduating from high school. But I can't cancel on the Tonight Show, so I'm in a little bit of a bind. I wondered if you could just do me a favor. Sure. If you could just say happy graduation to my nephew, because then I won't be in trouble at home.
Oh, of course, Ken. Happy graduation, Dylan. You're the man.
I've lived here 22 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I was in like you. I was in New York.
Right, I did a bit in New York.
Yeah, I was there for 7 years.
Oh dear, yeah.
Some good times in New York.
It was some good times, yeah. I think I get forced out during the Giuliani clean up the city. The accent, the Birmingham accent, is actually very hard.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones that people, if they get it slightly wrong, they go into Pakistani.
Yeah.
Or South African. Or South African is like, hello, I'm from Birmingham. How are you doing?
Yeah, it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one.
It is.
And it's to sort of make it sound cool as well. Or not cool, but, you know, if you're a gangster, it's important to have some element of...
Yeah, it's not that we're for a moment suggesting that a life of crime is cool.
No.
Although we don't make movies about people who just live normal, happy lives.
This is it.
My parents followed me like, they saw all my Little League games, everything, and when I went out to direct a movie, they bought a trailer and took it out to South Dakota, and they go, we won't be in your way, we'll just be on a hill over here, and we'll watch you. I mean, it was like, I'm a grown man. I would look up on the hill in the morning, and they had 2 lawn chairs and a motorhome, and I'd go to work with all the guys. I'd see my mom wave at me, and I'd go... to my mom. You know, on some end, you can be embarrassed by that, and on another way, you can go, man, I had parents that, you know,
that's
really...
That's fantastic,
yeah,
I think.
It was.
And that's really good.
Yeah, Mom, you got to get over the other hill. You're in the shot.
I love the people saying, yeah, Jackie. Yeah. But I really don't like people, every time they see me, especially in America and Europe, Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
Then, when the parents with the children always say, look, Jackie Chan. Yeah. I just wondering why everybody see me have to move their head. Nobody see, that's a Robert De Niro. That's a Dustin Hoffman. Nobody.
Yeah, but they don't do the kung fu. They don't do the martial arts.
I want to be a respect actor. Oh, that's a Robert De Niro. Yes, that's Jackie Chan. Look, why everybody Jackie Chan? That's what I was doing. Jackie Chan.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my guest, Jackie Chan. What are you, Jackie Chan? Have you been at the zoo in LA?
I have. It's amazing.
Well, you see, here's my problem. I like the zoo apart. Jeff, what do we hate at the zoo?
Oh, the flamingos.
The flamingos. We hate.
They're so pink.
They're so smelly.
Yeah.
They are foul. And you know why?
No, I don't know why.
Jeff, tell her why.
They pee on their legs.
They pee on their legs. They pee on their legs. When they get warm, they pee on their legs to keep cool. And I keep saying, there's nothing cool about peeing yourself.
This is a picture of you and Jason Momoa and Kit Harington. I mean,
Indeed.
that is a...
I mean, night out with these guys there's a lot of dancing. I really like to dance, but Jason and Kit's dancing is quite different from one another. So Kit, and it's a little bit poncy. He calls it the shoulder dance, and it's a little bit, he could be starting it sitting down, and he kind of does like a little, like you got to pout with it, and then he'll, and it's just all of this. It's all of that. You got to like mince it though. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
What is Jason Momoa dancing like?
Jason Momoa's dancing is comedy.
So we did this film Excalibur together.
Yeah.
1980.
Our first movie for all of us, really. We were so green and ignorant about filmmaking.
But I remember Helen had a break. She was filming, but she was in costume, and we were there just visiting. We hadn't started work yet. And the first AD or the second AD said, would you like to meet Helen Mirren? I said, yeah, I'd love to. So she walked from like 100 yards away, dressed as Morgana Le Fay. And Kieran's my oldest friend, and we both went, fuck.
You were 7 years old. You get sent to the Metropolitan Opera to audition. Did you get the job?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
You were singing with the Metropolitan Opera at 7 years old?
Somehow, yes. I went
What did you sing at the audition?
Actually, I went and I had prepared all these songs that I'd learned in school growing up.
Right.
And all they wanted to hear was Happy Birthday.
Really?
And I don't know why, but people don't actually know that Happy Birthday is kind of a difficult song to sing.
I can never remember the words. I'm happy birthday, dear. Oh, I forget. Happy birthday.
It actually has an octave leap. So they played it in about 12 different keys. And then they said, welcome to the opera.
Ah. Oh, they said, welcome to the opera?
Yeah.
At the audition?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a bit gorgeous, isn't it?
Yeah.
You really are a fan of jazz?
Yeah, no, I am. I did this movie in New Orleans last summer, and I got really into the blues. And every night we went out to a different jazz blues bar, and the harmonica just really kind of just got into my blood.
Yeah, it's good. Do you play yourself?
And I just got one though, and I want to learn. So maybe you could be my teacher.
No, I can't. Maybe I could. Is that the sore leg?
Yes, the doctor told me to elevate it, so here we go. No. This is the Late Show, right?
It is now. Yeah.
Let's talk about the two most famous notes you've ever played. Let's talk about the Jaws soundtrack.
Okay.
So why just those two notes in Jaws? Was the budget that tight? You couldn't afford a third note?
I thought it was a joke when Johnny played that for me on the piano at his house. He called me up, I've got the theme for Jaws, come over and listen to it on the piano. And I came running over to Johnny's house, and Johnny sat down on the piano, and Johnny was really excited to preview this for me. And he takes a couple of fingers, not all 10, just a couple, he didn't need all 10, and he goes, da-dun, 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 dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. I started laughing. Because I knew Johnny had a sense of humor, but he never teased me before. We're buddies now, and now he can tease me and then say, no, here's the real music. Johnny said, no, I'm serious.
Kong isn't there when you're acting in the scene, so what are you imagining in those scenes?
I had to imagine some monsters that don't exist in the movie and don't exist in reality. I concocted this one that was pretty kick-ass that scared me, and it's a combination. It's like a tiger that's running at you full gallop,
right?
But with the head and mouth of a shark.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't heard of this creature before.
The shiger.
The shiger.
It's terrifying. And the thing is, the shiger comes at you and has a special roar that's more like a...
That's really scary.
I just got scared. Yeah.
That indicates risky business, right?
Yes.
Did you grow up in a big family?
Yes,
I'll
sir.
take the cigarette back. That'll look bad for your image.
That's right. Well, I have 3 sisters and...
Oh, you grew up in a house full of girls, huh?
Yes.
Is that good?
Yeah, it was.
Better than brothers?
Well, I always wished that I had a brother growing up, but looking back on it now, I'm really thankful for growing up with women. I mean, they're not this mysterious kind of frightening thing to me.
Did they advise you on your early love life? Which girl to take out and which one don't?
No, but I mean, it was good because I got to see how men treated them, so I kind of, it was a little easier on my girlfriends.
Sure, see, that makes it.
Every once in a while, a revolutionary product comes along that changes everything. Today, we're introducing 3 revolutionary products. The first one is a widescreen iPod with touch controls. The second is a revolutionary mobile phone. And the third is a breakthrough internet communications device. An iPod, a phone, and an internet communicator. An iPod, a phone. Are you getting it? These are not 3 separate devices. This is one device, and we are calling it iPhone.
By the time you were 15, that you were already had lived in 20 different homes. Is that true?
Oh, maybe 40, yeah.
Maybe 40.
Yeah.
Why so?
My mom liked to move a lot. A lot.
A lot.
Yeah. One time we moved from one house to the house next door.
Just because she wanted to move?
Yeah.
So 40 different homes by the time? Maybe 20, 30,
Probably.
40?
Maybe 39.
Don't you realize that you're thought of as the greatest actor ever?
Tim's the greatest actor ever. He pretends he loves me. He wants something to eat. Get out of here.
No, it's true.
What's the difference? See, that's a part of the sickness in America, that you have to think in terms of who wins, who loses, who's good, who's bad, who's best, who's worst. We always think in those terms, in the extreme terms. I don't like to think that way. Everybody has their own value in a different way, and I don't like to think who was the best at this or that. I mean, what's the point of it?
What's your next film, or do you have another one coming up?
I haven't worked since Running on Empty, and I'm kind of anxious to do something substantial and something that's really good. I'd like to do something that's candid, real life with some humor involved. I'm doing a little cameo bit part in Indiana Jones 3 for fun, and that should be good. I get to ride a caballo, a horse, that is. That should be a lot of fun, and I'm doing that in Colorado, starting September.
Okay, well, we'll look for that.
All right.
Wow, I hope Running on Empty does well for you.
I hope so, too.
Wonderful performance.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Nice talking to you.
Thanks.
Cut. Cut.
What's your most lasting memory from making this movie? River Phoenix.
When I'm playing with the axe, I don't have any shoes on. Being from the country, you know, you don't wear shoes outside. I'm chopping little bits of pieces of wood, and I accidentally missed the wood, and I caught half of my big toe.
Wow.
Well, it was an emergency. Here I am, a little kid, 5 years old. I'm yelling, screaming, don't know what to do.
Right.
So I run home, and my mother and my father said, well, let's go down and see this lady who's supposed to be the neighborhood doctor. I've never seen any certificate, so I don't know if she's a doctor or not. But the first thing she does is, well, we need to do something to take away the pain.
Yeah.
So she pours kerosene over my
Kerosene.
on my toe.
Yeah. Now did that?
It took away the pain.
Yeah, I would guess so.
Okay, you're a multi-talent person. Is there any field of total incompetence?
I'm terrible at dancing.
Although you like techno music so much.
Yeah, but the nice thing about techno is you don't have to be able to dance very well. You can just jump around, basically.
An annual Christmas movie. People feel sorry for you.
They feel very sorry for me, but they shouldn't. They shouldn't, because I really believe I got the best kiss in that movie. Hands down. Hands down, I got the best kiss. Sorry.
Who's that with Hugh Grant?
Rodrigo Santoro.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, and it was sweet because we were both very brokenhearted when we made that movie. He had just been dumped, I had just been dumped. No. And I remember the day we were gonna go shoot this, and we both sort of slumped in the van. And he was like, Laura, my heart is broken. I was like, so is mine. And all day long, we get to make each other feel better. And I think there is a sweetness to the scene because of that. We were both very sad. Sweet.
We must all watch it again now.
Does your mom give you advice on your
Yes.
career and modeling and all that?
She's full of great advice. I remember right before I was going to do my first ever fashion show, she sat me down and had my whole family gather around and played me compilation videos of models falling.
What?
I think to be like, this is the worst case scenario.
Yeah, you're like, thanks, Mom.
And I was like, I didn't even know you could fall this many different ways. But
Those compilations exist.
knock on wood,
Yeah.
I haven't ever fallen.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no.
you know, I think like maybe she's scared me enough that I didn't fall.
I think probably her point was like, I just love that. I heard that, and I heard that you did these travel shows. And then I heard that you were a professional hairdresser.
I was, yes. I've had a few lives. I was a hairstylist, so I used to be a sort of a barber sweep when I was about 14 years old. That kind of progressed after school into a shampoo boy. Then I became a hairstylist. I moved up to London. I was sort of doing hair in this amazing salon in Chelsea. And then I had this bright idea of moving to Malaysia and trying to be a television host. And so I booked a one-way ticket, I packed a bag. Next thing I know, I was on television. It was weird.
Henry, what a great story this is.
Yeah.
But
And then now I'm in cinema. Like I'm in the movies. It's crazy.
We were at the same U.S. premiere of Dune 2.
Yeah.
What did you think, Neil Tyson?
It's quite the spectacle. Oh
It
my
is.
gosh.
I would say there are no errors. Go
Now,
on,
I have
Neil.
some issues. People know this movie takes place in sand dunes,
Yeah.
and there's a worm that's very
There's an
hungry.
example
Yeah,
plowing
they're very
across the
hungry.
desert, yeah.
And
Marine.
they'll find you if you make a sound that repeats. Thumper. Right.
Thump, too.
Somebody didn't do the research on that. So I'm just saying, you can't thump sand.
Yes, you can. Have you ever heard the phrase, go pound sand?
If you do this to sand, nobody else is going to hear it because it's sand. If you wanted to insulate yourself acoustically from a surroundings, fill the volume with sand. No one will hear you. So it's.
On Silence of the Lambs, is it true that did you never speak to Anthony Hopkins?
No, never spoke to him. He was scary. I mean, and so then we did the whole movie. He was always behind the glass partitions, or he was in his cell. And because the scenes were so long, they'd kind of lock him in at the beginning of the day. We got to the end of the movie, and it really had never had a conversation.
But you never passed backstage in a corridor?
No, I avoided him as much as I could. I really avoided him. And then I was eating a tuna fish sandwich. It was the last day, and he came up to me and sort of had a tear in my eye. I was like, I was really scared of you. And he said, I was scared of you.
And you jump out of an airplane.
Yeah, I only did that once.
Will you do it again?
When both parachutes don't open, you tend to not go repeat something like that. Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I jumped out of the airplane, and then my first chute didn't open. They cut. It's tandem, so somebody's on your back. They cut that line. We started free falling towards Earth, and that's when you get the 8x10 glossies of your whole life flashing before your eyes. And then the second one was tangled as well, and I saw my friends sort of popping off with their parachutes, and I'm still plummeting towards planet Earth. And then that was tangled for about, 20, 30 seconds, and then he untangled it, and then he told me, oh, you're probably gonna break your legs now because we're going too fast. So it was one of the worst experiences of my life, and I'll never do it again.
And did you break your legs?
I did not break my legs.
Wow, so he's whispering in your ear, or yelling
He was screaming.
screaming in your...
And then I find out, and it was just today that someone pointed this out to me, that your first real paying acting job was on this show, which I hadn't even realized. And Who
told you that?
It was one of the producers came up to me and he said it was 10 years ago, and then he showed me the tape, and you came on as a little girl and did a sketch on our show, and I think they just have a still from it anyway, because we were just looking at this today.
Oh, God.
That's back when I was a little girl, too, apparently. Thanks for being here. I don't want to embarrass you, but I'm going to bring up something that happened to you not too long ago, which many men would be thrilled to have happen to them.
Okay.
You were named one of People magazine's sexiest men alive.
Oh.
Apparently, narrowly edging me out, apparently.
Narrowly, yes. Right at the,
why is that funny? Never seen them so happy.
You have like 3 older brothers like me, too. It's like, they say, oh, one of People's sexiest men alive. Well, who was the sexiest, jackass?
Yeah, that's...
So is your son, like, he must be impressed. His dad is Wolverine. That must be, like, really cool to walk around saying.
No.
No, come on.
Yes and no. Like, there was one time a few years back, we were at the beach, and he was talking with this girl, and he was about 12, and the girl looked to me like 15. He likes older women like his dad. And so anyway, he starts walking over to me, and he sort of ran ahead of this girl, and the girl's walking, and he's sort of, running up to me, and I said, everything all right? And he goes, yeah, I told him you're Wolverine. Just sign an autograph for him, sign an autograph. I was like, am I a wingman for my son now? This is really weird.
Hey, was Michael B. Jordan there? I know he's dating your daughter now, so was he sharing Christmas with you?
Yeah.
Look at that, that's happening in front of you?
I've never seen that picture before. Very uncomfortable with that picture right there. This is his second Christmas with us.
Yeah? Is he a good gift giver?
Hell yeah.
That's why I like him. You know, I'm her father, so he bought me this hard-to-get cigars, 100 of them in this big box, and gave that to me. He gave my wife some skis. Who do that? Only way you give your potential mother-in-law some skis is because you want her to be your mother-in-law.
That there is a history between you and John.
John who? John me? John?
There is a backstory between the two of them. Do you mind telling the history that you have with John Cena?
Yes, so actually, John, I think I said this to you when we first met, but I watched WWE when I was growing up. When I was a kid, I loved The Undertaker, and then obviously when I was a teenager, I kind of stopped watching. But then, as a late teen, early 20s, I had a boyfriend who was obsessed with John Cena, so much so that he dressed as John Cena for his 21st birthday and had a cardboard cutout of John Cena in his bedroom. So I slept in a room for 2 years with a life-size cardboard cutout of John Cena in the room.
Have you and Spielberg kept in touch over the years?
First of all, he's a sweet man. I love him so much. He sends me a Christmas present every single year for the last 38 years.
Wow. And here you are together at the Golden Globes, I believe.
At the Golden Globes, yeah.
That's fantastic.
By the way, you guys didn't see this on television. When after my speech, just as I was walking off stage, I looked at him and he gave me a standing ovation. Steven Spielberg gave me a standing ovation. It was incredible.
I was raised to never forget where I came from and to always remember who gave me my first opportunity. I am so happy to see Steven Spielberg here tonight. Steven, thank you.
I think it was David's house. So it was a long time ago. And you could have asked for my number then, because it was round 2. Well, second chance. And you still didn't ask for it. And you know that's true.
What is happening right now?
So do not pretend. And that's even more offensive that you don't remember.
No, I know.
Do you remember the kitchen and the buffet? Do you? See?
I really
they
do
had
remember
the
this.
food laid out in the kitchen.
Yeah.
There was a big dinner party.
And who was at the? So who was in the kitchen?
My agent had said Jimmy's going to be there, and this you'll see that he can ask for your number because you know it may kind of happen this way, and you'll see. And we were lurking in the kitchen. Everyone went out, and I'm like waiting and waiting and waiting, and you still didn't ask for my number.
I can't believe
so
this.
you are
But I'm
so
so
not interested. Well,
David Fincher's
anyway,
house?
you had a chance to ask for my number a second time, and you didn't.
What are you thankful for?
Oh, being alive, number one, big time.
Yeah, what happened to you?
Well, what happened? The heart kind of went, not too good. I had a blown valve, which makes me sound like a Chevrolet. And I had to get it replaced, and I had a choice of a pig valve, which is kind of cool, because you can find truffles. It's wonderful. And I ended up getting a bovine valve, which is great. It's a cow valve, so I can crap standing up now. But it is, I mean, to be after the surgery and the fact that it's back online and working really well is, thank you, it's a great gift. You know,
Yeah,
it's really
guys,
wonderful.
It's a scary thing, yeah.
Oh, big time.
We're not ready for you to leave us yet. Don't leave us yet.
I'm glad this.
You are the Queen of Christmas. I've got a couple.
First of all, may I say, I never called myself the Queen of Christmas. Can we please be clear on that?
So now, Queen of Christmas is a title we have affectionately bestowed upon you, right? And I know you've earned it, but what do you think of the title Queen of Christmas?
Well, I never called myself Queen of Christmas. Other people started calling me Queen of Christmas, and I was like, oh, that's so cute, but I wasn't like, that's me.
I want to get to know you. I want to ask you, you're from Cuba, is that correct?
Yeah.
And do you start acting there?
I did. I went to drama school when I was 14. That was like 4 years of theater school.
Yeah.
And when I was on my second year, I did my first movie. I auditioned for it and I got it. And the teachers were not very happy. And they told me if I did the movie, I was gonna get kicked out of school.
Of acting school?
Yeah, because you
You're
know.
like, wait, this is kind of the
if you
goal,
do a
right?
movie,
It's like-
you're not going to school. So.
I understand, yeah, but.
I still did it though. So.
That's right, yeah, look at you now. Come on, yeah, exactly right.
I had a really big crush on you.
Real? Okay.
Yes. And so I had this whole plan, like all week. I was like, he's gonna ask me out. He's totally gonna ask me out. No. And then like later in the week, I was like, oh, I'm gonna ask him out. Because I created the romance in my head because I'm delusional.
Okay.
And so I was like, okay, you know what? I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm getting a costume fitting, and I had this whole plan. I was gonna ask you out, and I was like, and I started, thank God, I talked to the wardrobe lady about it, and I was like, I think I'm gonna ask Myers out. I'm gonna give him my number. And she was like, honey, he's engaged. I was like, cool, good talk.
I also heard something that you used to hitchhike to school.
Yeah, didn't you?
No. That was very dangerous. I don't hitchhike.
Wait, I mean, you just get there faster than just.
I understand, yeah, but
I mean, I would get there faster than you, maybe. But...
Yes, you will, yeah, because no one will pick me up, yeah. If we're both on the street with our thumb out, they're gonna pick you up and not me.
Well, I didn't do the thumb thing. I just go to the stoplight so the cars have to stop.
You just jump into strangers' cars, like, take me to school?
Pretty much. Yeah. You just go to the window.
Yeah, go ahead,
and
take
like,
me to school.
hey, can you go to the next stoplight?
This is too dangerous. Oh, no, honestly.
No, it's not. I mean, everyone's very used to it. It's like free carpool.
Any children watching, don't do this.
So what kind of drunk was this on? This was a red carpet, and I want to know.
Oh, God, it was so awful. Okay, in my defense, please take her away. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I don't know. So what happened was I was drinking a lot of wine, and then I went to Colbert, tried to sober up, was like drinking coffee, and I was like, uh-oh, I got too drunk with the housewives, which is something I've always dreamt of saying. So I was like, I got too drunk with the housewives, trying to drink coffee, and then he pulls out shots of rum in the middle of the show. Then I have to go to the premiere, and I am hammered. And so I get on the red carpet, and I'm like, don't look drunk. Don't look drunk. And then I look like I've been electrified. Oh, my God.
If you ask most people what their number one fear is, what do you think it is? Most people's number one fear is public humiliation, okay? I don't give a anymore. I'm not afraid of it because I've had plenty. And now it's just time for me to say I'm tough because what does not kill you makes you strong.
Every time you come on the show, we talk about Quantico, and then we usually challenge each other to something, either...
Which is such a disastrous idea on your end. I don't know why you challenge me for things. I'm a natural-born winner.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Dude, I will say, was any of them close? Was any of our competitions close?
No, I beat the out of you.
Beg to differ. I beg to differ. I saw a couple of videos where you were with Keith. You sung background and a couple of things. Do you do that on tour?
I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
No.
Definitely.
I never did.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
I saw you sing background.
I wasn't. What?
Yeah. Yeah, Keith came out, and then you came and sang background. It was for the charity thing.
I don't remember that.
What are you talking about? You don't sing with...
What is this?
What, no, it's not on there, but you don't... What are you talking about?
I did not. Anyway, yeah. Look, I'll let you save face with that.
How do you not sing with your husband? He's Keith Urban.
Oh, well, I mean, I hum in the background, but...
There you go!
Okay.
So now it comes out, Your Honor. I saw you in the background singing. Oh, sorry. Humming. I'm sorry.
In the famous line, you say, "I'll never let you go, Jack." But you do.
I lied. I know.
You let him go.
I hold my hand up, I let him go. Plus, he just should have tried harder to get on that door. I mean, we could sort of reenact it now because this door...
Hold on.
Okay, we're now running around the counter. Okay.
Promise me, Rose. Promise me this, Rose.
What?
You'll let me get up on that door with you.
Come on, darling, there's room for two.
And I'm just curious, did you read the book before you auditioned?
After I got second callback, I read the book. I just couldn't put it down.
What kind of research were you able to do to play a woman who is living near poverty during a colonial era, during the Japanese occupation of Korea? How did you find your way to that character?
As a Korean, it's kind of natural for us to received the concept of the colonial era because we kind of learned that things naturally, but I had to attach to the emotional things. My grandmother is 94 years old, so she actually lived in the era.
Had you before this ever spoken to her about this period of time?
I had. So I just went to her house and asked everything that I was curious of.
Has she watched the show?
Yes, she did. She cried so hard that I had to stop her. Stop crying. You make me cry, so like.
I just remember I liked you. Our mutual friend says, oh, you know, Jimmy wants to meet you and you can go over to his apartment and da-da-da-da. And I'm single and I'm like, okay, yeah, cool.
Wait, what?
Yes!
What are you talking about?
Yes!
Did I date Nicole Kidman? How's my girl? How's James? I love your older daughter.
Well, we gotta stay away from you, Jimmy. She's just like, she is so intimidated by you. She's like buddies with Taylor Swift, no problem. Jimmy Fallon can't speak. Like you were.
The gorgeous Haley Steinfeld walks past me, has a very complicated, like 3-train thing.
Yeah.
And I get wrapped up in it, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die on the steps of the Met, darling. But literally, just out of nowhere, the hand of God came out and pulled me out of it, and it was you. And you were just so sweet about it. You were like, hey, I'm Jimmy, nice to meet you. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Having a teenage daughter is like having an office crush. Because you just like always like, you're thinking about them a lot more than they're thinking about you. And you just like go up to their door and you're like, a bunch of us are gonna eat dinner. You're probably busy. Like, you probably don't want to do that. Like some of us thought it would be cool to like put a movie. Never mind. And they just look at you like they're like looking at their phone like.
Who is the greatest of all time? Jordan, LeBron, or you? You have to answer.
I'll answer. The GOAT committee meets in secret. Okay. So that's just something we're not going to know about, you know. But if LeBron breaks my record in this next year coming up, that will be one last record that I won't have to worry about ever again.
Okay, but the greatest of all time. Can I just say it?
Why not?
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That's
You mentioned you're single. You've dated both British men, American men. Preference? Do you like, what's the difference, really?
I think that American men are a little more confident, as we just saw. And maybe they'll be like, you know, hey, you want to go out with me? And then in England, I think it's a bit more like the girls have to say, excuse me, would you like to go out with me? And I think that maybe is the difference.
Really? So British men, they're shy. Are they shy?
They're shyer.
I actually, I stayed for about 45 minutes and then I left to go to In-N-Out Burger. Oh. In full outfit and diamonds, which was very confusing to some people, but we all had a laugh. It was actually really, I was hungry.
And which In-N-Out Burger did you go to? What?
Hollywood.
Uh-huh. That seems safe.
Yeah. It was actually really great because everybody just kind of was eating their burgers and went, oh, how's the Oscars? And I said, oh, it was, you know, it was okay. They don't feed you? No, oh, that's too bad, you know. Yeah.
You don't Google image bacteria, do you?
Bacteria?
Yeah.
No, rashes
There's this
done.
adorable bacteria. It's called Giardia.
Is it all over our seats? Oh, you have it on your phone. Okay.
Yeah. I've been planning this for days. He's so cute. It looks like the Kool-Aid
Oh,
bag.
do you mind if I show this to you? Oh, it is kind. It does look like a Pixar type.
Isn't he cute?
He's adorable.
Yeah.
Why did you look that one up?
Giardia, because I thought I had it.
Thank you so much for being here. I
Thank
told you
you.
backstage I am a huge fan of yours. And your performance in Inglourious Bastards, I think, has ruined my marriage. Because every time that movie comes on, I can't stop watching it. And I'm always watching you. I loved your performance, as did everybody.
Blue, blue.
What's that?
Blue, blue.
Blue, blue? You interrupted me for blue, blue? No one
gets away with that but you, Christoph Waltz.
Thank you.
Quiet. Blue, blue.
Anyway, you're not touching my glittery ball. I've changed my mind.
Oh, really? So, let me touch it. I won't
Okay, then.
touch it. Oh, you take it away.
Yeah, I take it away. All right, go. No. All right.
Why don't we
Wait.
touch it? We could touch it together.
Yeah, I like
I
that.
don't really know. I mean, we shared a decade, so.
That's true. Do you think we met?
We might have hooked up. I don't know. I don't remember.
Oh, you would.
So let's have a fake argument.
No.
Why not?
Because you come here looking like this and expect me to concentrate. That's why.
I can't believe you would shout at a lady.
Is this how you argue?
I can't believe that you would raise your voice.
This is passive aggressive.
No, this is
not an argument at all.
Most communication that happens in the 21st century is passive aggressive.
Ho, ho, ho. That's my. That's my.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. You won that.
Oh, see, no, yes.
Hey, baby.
Baby? You dating a white girl?
I'm dating a girl who is white, if that's what you mean.
Okay. I don't get it, but
That's crazy.
the only thing crazy is you being in here.
I'm not bothered by it. Nobody over here is bothered by it.
Thank you.
I hope y'all don't plan on having any children.
Like I said, she sounds like a real hater and she's insecure. She's ignorant.
No, she's not talking about me.
I'm talking about you that's brushing his hair. You are ignorant. Keep your opinions to yourself because you sound stupid. All right? I'm letting you know. Much criticism as we went through as a people, you're gonna go and do it to the next person? What gives you that right?
Why are you defending a white woman, though?
I don't care what she was. She could be purple. I'm defending a woman, period, point blank. That's what she is. She's a woman. Or maybe you're not. I'm sorry, my bad. She's not a woman. She's a bird. Get out of here, birdie.
Do you have a special coach, a teacher?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did.
And,
she was amazing. And she was very funny because she wanted actually me to forget about focusing on my accent, so we would play
focusing.
focusing.
Yeah.
Can you say it?
Focusing.
Focusing. That is the way...
No, I say it legally. You say it illegally. It sounds a little bit like an English swear word. Are you familiar with the word?
Oh, yeah.
It sounds a little bit like that.
I don't like clementines, the way they kind of taste in your mouth when they break
Oh, you mean the
apart.
small
They have
oranges?
little,
Clementines. Mandarins, tangerines, clementines. They're all kind of the same thing. I look forward to your letters. I think they're all small, tasty fruit balls.
Yeah, but they break apart in your mouth in a really kind of unpleasant way.
You don't like that?
No.
Oh, well, what do you like to feel in your mouth then? It's a perfectly legitimate question to someone who bases their diet on texture. What kind of texture do you enjoy? Crunchy?
You know, sort of reliable.
Are you a good packer? Are you a good sleeper? Can you go sleep on the plane? Are you a good traveler in general?
So I used to be able to sleep anywhere. Like I used to be able to just like curl up in a ball and sleep on the flight the whole way. Like before it even takes off, I'll be knocked out.
Mm-hmm.
But these days, I don't know if it's because I'm getting older.
Zendaya just turned 26 last week. Happy birthday, happy birthday. 26 is a weird age in Hollywood. I mean, you're young enough to play a high school student, but you're too old to date Leonardo DiCaprio.
I had this very embarrassing encounter once where I was stalking my ex, as one does, sue me, sorry. And
Tell me about
I accidentally followed him because I was stalking him. And I was just following one person, so it was super obvious that I was following him. And my friend ran into my room and was like, oh my God, did you mean to follow him? Like, unfollow him. And I went and I grabbed my phone, I'm like, oh shoot, oh my God. And I went to open the Instagram app, and the second that I opened the app, my phone died.
Oh my gosh!
The charger, so I was just following my ex for a while.
Did it
Quite
come out? Did
embarrassing.
it come out that you were?
Yeah, and people were like, oh my gosh, she's hacked. And I'm like, yeah, you guys be safe. Like, she's very modest and very shy. And if people ever ask her about, what I do, she's just very coy.
What does she say?
Like, last year, I thought it was so funny. I was in Vegas for the Grammys. Grammys happened in Vegas last year. She was getting her hair done, and the hairdresser was like, oh, you know, how old's your daughter? She's 19. Where is she right now? She's like, oh, she's working in Vegas. And I was like, oh, well, what does she do? And my mom's like, she's in entertainment. And so the hairdresser just stops asking questions because she thinks that I'm a stripper, you know?